The 2020 race getting more interesting by the day. The Democrats all vying for attention, pulling bizarre stunts and standing out in ways that are just plain weird. Here are some of this week's highlights. We begin with Kristen Gillibrand pumping iron at the gym, calling attention to her T-shirt. Remember referring to a moment last month where a woman ignored her at an event just trying to get some ranch.
Face and the grassroots care about. Sorry,
I'm just trying to get some ranch.
Go ahead.
So she's most famous for people ignoring her. Also now, Beto O'Rourke, full of some very strange behavior. He's taking his campaign to new heights, one countertop at a time. But the restaurant manager is not too happy with Beto's theatrics, since customers eat on the counters that he's stepping all over. But Beto isn't the most sanitary guy. He reportedly ate New Mexican dirt for its regenerative properties after losing to Ted Cruz. Then there's Cory Booker getting a little too personal, sitting down with Ellen, gushing about his new so-called love connection with actress Rosario Dawson.
She is just a deeply soulful person,
Yes,
and has taught me a lot of lessons about love already, and that sometimes you show the greatest strength when you make yourself vulnerable.
Speaking of personal moments, former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper sharing this story about watching porn with his mom.
I didn't know what next movie was. We thought it was a little naughty, but we didn't think it was that bad. You want to come? And it's an ex movie. I don't know. I was sure that she wouldn't say no. I made a mistake. So I took my mother to see Deep Throat.
You got to respect his honesty, I guess. Then there's 2020 long shot Andrew Yang getting some traction this week for his progressive platforms, including universal basic income. But it's his position on a touchy topic making headlines. The Daily Beast writing this: Andrew Yang, upstart Democratic presidential candidate, comes out against circumcision. We're just going to leave that there. Meanwhile, speculation building about a Biden 2020 run. The former VP hasn't officially announced yet, but is reportedly already considering naming a VP right out of the gate. Stacey Abrams, the Democrat who couldn't even win Georgia's governor's race last year. Joining me now, former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci and senior advisor to the Trump 2020 campaign, Katrina Pearson. All right, Anthony knows this better than anybody. You either have buzz or you try to create buzz. And these people are just trying to create it, and you can't really create a movement.
Or you accidentally step in buzz, too. I've been there as well.
That's right. So let's say Gillibrand at the top. Can we pull up the video of her? So I think these were dumbbell flies, incline, maybe 15 she's got going there. I thought she was for gun control. Look at those pipes, Smooch.
Yeah, it's not doing it for me. I just got to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, it's just, she's not going to make the next Jane Fonda fitness video. But I mean, the thing about her, which I find fascinating, is the level of lack of self-awareness. At least you and I know we have some level of self-awareness about our boneheadedness, but her, she actually thinks she could be president. So I just think it's funny.
I predict she'll be the first one to drop out on the Democratic side. Katrina,
she's got no shot.
No shot. No shot.
She's not even on the board for casino purposes.
No. She's not even a long shot. Katrina, so you look at someone like Gillibrand, and then you look at Cory Booker, who, perhaps he is romantically involved with Rosario Dawson. It just seems a little staged, considering he announces he's running for president and then confirms on Ellen he's dating a famous Democrat activist from Hollywood. Are you buying it?
No, Jesse, full disclosure, I too dip my pizza in ranch. But I'll also say that you mentioned Cory Booker, but he also did this after this Me Too allegation that's been floating around out there. But he doesn't have to worry because Ellen DeGeneres gave him permission not to get married before he's elected. So we're going to have to see how that goes. But I actually have a different theory about all of the chaos that's going on the left in these contenders who are competing for the most outrageous claim of the week. Still can't quite get over the circumcision prohibition or watching a dirty movie with your mother who sat all the way through it. But I will say, perhaps this is all just a tactic, sort of a strategy to distract from the real issues, because as long as we're talking about this, they're not talking about the policies that they want to promote.
Well, and the policies they want to promote are completely out of the mainstream. And notice, they're not talking about the economy. They're talking about these little things like circumcision. Not a little thing to a lot of people, a big thing, but nevertheless. Anthony, can you believe that neither the son or the mother didn't leave the X-rated movie? They actually sat and watched the whole thing. Is this oversharing a symptom of the Democrats' desperation?
Well, or they're basically trying to get out there out of a conventional style box, because one of the things the president has going for him is so successful is he's not a politician, and he's done so many unconventional, and frankly, he's lived a great life, and so they're trying to say like cuckoo-la-la things in an effort to become less quote-unquote standardized, standard issue politicians. And so I think that's the move that they're trying to do strategically.
What about Joe Biden?
That's obviously not going to work either, because that's not authentic. So one thing you can say about the president, he's very authentic.
Yes, sometimes people would say he's too authentic.
Yeah, well, I love that about that.
Of course you do, because you're just as authentic as he is.
Well, yeah, that's why we both get in trouble when we can giggle at the act that it is. But Joe Biden, again, I think he's trying to bring in a younger vice presidential person, because Joe's got three things that are not going for him. He is male, he is pale, and he is stale. Okay, and that combination is not going to help him in that party right now at this time.
Yeah, Katrina, is this pandering to the African-American community by naming a VP, a female, an African-American woman so early? I mean, is this lazy because he doesn't want to campaign that hard? He's just going to send her out to do the dirty work?
Well, absolutely, Jesse. Not only is this pandering, but I'm kind of curious as to why these Democrats are toying around with Democrats who lost in red states. Biden's going to have to compete against Beto, which is the guy that the media is propping up to take over his centrist position. So what does he do? He goes out and finds a very liberal black female, hoping that it's going to balance him out. And I think it's a non-starter.
All right, Anthony, Katrina, thank you guys very much.
Great to be here.